Okay, hello, hi, I'm here. You see, I just did a stream where I was tuning West Coast with Dex, but I'm just really dumb, so I messed it up. But I did a little poll yesterday on Twitter, and well, it had one vote, but it was the only vote, and it was to do something on Reen and Len Act 1. So that's what I'm gonna do today. So one is I'm gonna do this song that I tuned for Una, and I'm gonna plug in Reen, and then whenever I run into problems, I'll try to explain them. And hopefully that's a good method for doing things. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Wait, I had it. Okay. So the thing about my style of tuning, I'm sure this doesn't apply to everybody, but for Reen, whenever you have something like this where it's like an N and another N, it gets really choppy and there's like a distinct like separation block between them. So if that's your kind of thing, then you just go in velocity and you just turn this one up. She doesn't really do it with the big J phoning. Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, okay. So vowel transitions are pretty bad. So if you want to make the transition between the E and the A more smooth, you just add a little J there, and there you go. Now you can do it there. So I haven't really found a good way around the A to E transition. It's very bad. So yeah. Okay, it's a little bit harder to find problems with Reen because it is Reen Act 1, but it's like nowhere near as bad as Len. So maybe I'll do some Len, and that'll make this more interesting. Sorry, it's lagging so much. Okay, so like if you have two of the same vowel like next to each other, instead of having like a smooth transition like Reen does, it's not that. It's like very choppy, like Reen's like N to N type deal. It's that for len, but like with all of the vowels. So you can't do this in V2, but in V3 and V4, the dash phoneme almost kind of sort of makes that go away. He doesn't really do it as much with the ah phoneme, but I mean. And then notice like Reen with the N on N, she has problems with like the big J on big J N phoneme. She doesn't really do it as much. Len does, because Len is terrible. Len is really bad. Bad Vocaloid. I mean, honestly, just all, like, everything, like, almost all of Len's, like, pronunciation is just, like, choppy and gross. And I can only imagine that it sounds worse on V2. I mean, I don't know. Let me see. I can get V2 open. Hold on. Share the screen. Wait. Okay. Let me try to open V2. I barely use V2. I only use V2 for Iroha because I got Iroha after Vocaloid 2 to Vocaloid 4 importer was like dead. So mostly I just use V4. This, okay, I like don't really tune that much in V4. However, we'll try to find something to show you with Len in V2. Also read in V2, sure. It's just not something that I'm used to doing, but I'm here to do it. Okay. I'm trying to see what of this. I don't know if I've even tuned any of these. This is tuned, I think. Not me tuned, but tuned from the person who made it. Also, a thing I don't like about V2 is, okay, in V4 you can press Control R and it lets you like go straight to editing the phonemes. But in V2 that like, wait, is it being shown? Yes, okay. In V2 you can't do that. Like you press Control R and nothing happens. And so you have to go straight into the thing and then edit the phonemes there, and it takes a bunch of time. It takes a lot more time than not doing that. So yeah, I'm not a fan of working in V2. Okay. So Len is listed 3 times. I don't know what that means. Okay. So this is gonna be just kind of like a plug and play and me like talking, kind of. See, okay, yeah, okay. His vowel transitions are not that terrible except for the oo phoneme, where they are really bad. So for anybody working in V2 who has Len ACT1 for whatever reason, maybe because you hate yourself, I can't think of a way around that unless you like go in like the pitch and then just like just make this like one note and then just like do the thing where it's like whatever. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. So that's like smoother. You can do that. I don't know, Len is just like terrible. Like Len is bad. V4 makes him a little bit less bad because of the dash phoneme and like other stuff, I'm sure. But if you have V2 and you have Len ACT1, I just say I'm sorry. He's very bad. Reen, I think is probably better. So yeah, they both sound kind of better in V2, but whenever you run into their problems, they're easier to fix in V4. So yeah, let me see. I have stuff. Let me see. I have something that I tuned for Len. This I tuned for Len, I think. Yes, I did. So I like. So like, is it that? So yeah, I tuned this a while ago, but I had like a double capital C, which had like a weird sound. But if you want to have like a longer vowel sound, velocity is like for that. So yeah. And see, like a thing that I used to do more often than I do now is have like a little H phoneme after like a dash. And I don't know, I think it might just be like his H sounds, like the capital C and the H or whatever, are just like choppy sounding. Or it might be just like this little dash. And then also you can hear this. The velocity is all the way down, so it's supposed to be like a long end sound, but it sounds like a kind of like a stop. I don't know, Len's bad. Len's terrible. Yeah, okay. Another thing. So I think it's just like a lot of like O, and into the E phoneme are just very choppy. And there's not really a way around it unless you're doing kind of like a diphthong type deal, in which case you can probably like, it doesn't sound great, but it probably sounds better than the E if you do like a J phoneme. And that works for o or eh. It's like kind of sounds bad, but if it's a really like fast transition, then it probably sounds better than using the E phoneme. I don't know why I didn't have this, but like I did with Reen earlier, like the E to A, you can add a little J. Also, his like 4 phoneme is kind of bad too. I mean, I don't know how many times I can say just like a lot of things about Len are bad. There's like, okay, I think that's pretty much all about Len. But here is something that is I do like about Len, kind of. So you can sort of use his breathiness as like a growl, sort of. You can kind of hear it here. It's kind of it's kind of subtle. Or there's this. It's like very subtle, but it is kind of like a growly sound, which is cool. You know, he if you like growl as like a concept, then I don't know, that's pretty good. Let me switch back to doing just Vocaloid 4. Okay, well, how long has this been going on? Let me see. If it's been going on a while, I'll like, because I don't have too much more to say. I could probably just do other Vocaloid stuff if anybody's interested in that. Let me see how long I've been doing this. So this has been like 15 minutes. That's pretty much all ish I wanted to say about Rhiannon, and I don't know, just probably like get their Act 2 or their V4. I mean, I got Act 1 just because I was interested in like how difficult they were to use and how much different they sounded. Personally, I really do like the sound of Rhiannon Act 1, and if you don't mind their like hiccups or whatever, they're pretty cool. Um, they're not I in terms of like um American websites, I can't really think of anywhere that you would be able to find Act 1 easily. I got mine off of like Japanese Amazon and it was like used. So yeah, I don't know. But that's the end of my stream.